Memes, the DNA of the soul. These aren't just the words that every Know Your Meme employee has tattooed on their upper thigh. This comes from one of the most iconic speeches in meme history. It's born from Metal Gear Rising: Revengeance, or MGRR, as we call it here at the lab, a classic hack-and-slash game, an off-spin of the Metal Gear series and an all-gas, no-brakes, over-the-top game in just every way possible.
There's a pretty meme. Exquisite.
Memes about the game popped off initially after the game's release, but in recent years saw a huge comeback after a period of relative obscurity. In fact, Metal Gear Rising weaved itself so tightly into the memescape that even those who have never touched the game find themselves quoting Senator Armstrong's iconic lines and can tell Jetstream from Sundowner at a glance. But how did Metal Gear Rising: Revengeance manage to achieve such a monumental impact on memes? For that, we have to thank two infamous websites and a very unhealthy obsession with the game's villain, Senator Armstrong. But before we dive into who turned Metal Gear Revengeance Rising into a meme, let's talk about how it was simply inevitable that it would become one. In the game, you play as Raiden, a former child soldier turned cyborg employed by a private military company who we first met in Metal Gear Solid 2, Sons of Liberty. In the game, Raiden uncovers various evil doings of World Marshal Inc., a private military company trafficking children and removing their brains in order to train them in a virtual reality setting and then turn them into cyborgs. You know, typical Metal Gear stuff, as only appropriate for a hack-and-slash game and doubly so for any Metal Gear game. The player encounters a number of extremely colorful individuals, most of whom are later sliced into tiny little pieces by the protagonist. Almost every single character in the game is so off the rails that they deserve to be a meme on their own, and many are. You have Senator Armstrong, the main villain of the game, who is a nanomachine-jacked 200% all-American senator with delusions of grandeur.
Just a little too late, as usual.
Then there's Jetstream Sam, a rogue, double-jumping cyborg samurai with a can-do attitude and the shiniest smile in Brazil. The game is famous for its lengthy boss battles, which also double as dialogues between Raiden and his opponents, during which we learn about their backstories and their motivations behind joining Senator Armstrong's cause.
My name is Monsoon, of the Winds of Destruction.
The boss fight against Cyborg Ninja Monsoon stands out in particular. Before the player gets to Fruit Ninja him into tiny pieces, Monsoon gives a lecture about memes as a powerful cultural force, describing them as the DNA of the soul.
Memes, the DNA of the soul. How about fruit? Is that a meme?
And while Monsoon's explanations of memes is in the broader sense conveyed in Richard Dawkins' 1976 book, The Selfish Gene, and not limited to the colloquial definition focused on internet funnies.
The way Dawkins puts it, memes can also transmit worthless things, even the bad parts of a culture.
It would become an essential component of the first big wave of MGRR memes. One of the big memes to pop off early was related to the game's other star villain, Senator Armstrong. Armstrong's most famous line quickly got adopted as a non sequitur reply to any question.
Why won't you die? Nanomachine son.
With numerous image macros, reactions, and memes of all other kinds, Nanomachine's son quickly became a classic meme that has withstood the test of time for over 9 years. 4chan's video games board quickly assumed the role of Metal Gear Rising memes central. Apart from Armstrong's nanomachines, Senator's 200% health bar and expression of pure anger inspired the 200% mad meme, one of the maddest reaction images of all time. Aside from Armstrong and Monsoon, the character Sundowner became known for his quotes and some memorable and goofy facial expressions, leading him to become a reaction image goldmine. MGRR memes made a comeback in 2019 thanks to another app which became a shitposter's paradise. We're talking, of course, about iFunny, where Metal Gear Rising Revengeance memes had a big second wind. Credit for Metal Gear Rising's triumphant comeback goes to iFunny user John Tronstar, who has been a stalwart poster of Metal Gear Rising clips at least since 2016, and whose Raiden X Megalovania video posted in September 2018 was a harbinger of things to come. In November 2019, Dr. Turn off my cringe inhibitor.
Doctor, turn off my cringe inhibitors.
But Raiden, the amount of cringe you're facing is reaching Reddit levels.
Became a significant meme to contribute to MGRR's comeback. Soon, it would be followed by an upload of the full Senator Armstrong's dream speech, which, in turn, would help unleash a new era of rising posting. In March 2020, iFunnier Digimon joined the fray with a spot-on Raiden impression. Digimon released 5 voiceover memes, each one becoming an instant classic of the app.
Typical iFunnier. Big promises, but all talk.
John Tronstar and Digimon's combined efforts solidified Metal Gear Rising's place in the iFunny history, but they weren't alone. To fully understand why iFunny became so obsessed with the game and with Senator Armstrong in particular, we need to look no further than the comment section. Much like 4chan years before, iFunny found Senator Armstrong's idea of a nation where every person is able to control their own destiny very appealing, with comments asking why would anyone consider Armstrong a villain?
Where power and justice are back where they belong, in the hands of the people!
The explosive popularity of MGRR on iFunny in early 2020 was followed by a period where things seemed to die down for a bit. But by mid-2021, MGRR memes were back on the menu and becoming a common sight. All it needed was a spark, and the meme format known as Raiden punching Armstrong provided just that. The format first went viral in early 2021 when a popular meme Twitter account reposted a video caption meme referencing the famous Tyler the Creator's post about cyberbullying, with the video making rounds on social media for months. The format went in full force in November 2021 when video captions and remakes of Raiden punching Armstrong paired with the song It Has to Be This Way from the game's soundtrack went absolutely nuclear. Becoming a major trend in December and January. The gates were unleashed. Senator Armstrong was a household name. Sundowner was back in touch with his inner child. Jetstream Sam was pondering dipping his testicles in acid for some reason, and the Metal Gear Rising memes were back in their rightful place. It's hard to pinpoint a single reason the game became such a treasure trove of memes. But if we tried to summarize what helped MGRR achieve such a cultural impact, it would be that the game knows exactly what it wants to be. A batshit insane action game with unforgettable villains and cutscenes that take about half the screen time, and you're not even mad about it. Writing and character design are what determine Metal Gear Rising's massive cultural influence. And looking back at the similar success Yakuza and Resident Evil enjoyed in the recent years, you can't help but think, why strive for realism when everyone wants things to go over the top and let you connect with your inner child? How about you're full of shit? Is that a meme? Now there's a pretty meme. Exquisite. Your memes end here.